Hello and welcome to Adam's Music Box, where it seems we've lost another legend and another one of my favorite singers, the great Lou Christie. Now, Lou is someone who had loads of hits throughout the early 60s and indeed throughout the late 60s. Songs like Two Faces I Have, later on in the 60s, I'm Gonna Make You Mine, The Gypsy Cried, Rhapsody in the Rain was a surprise international hit when that came out. So many great ones. I'm Gonna Get Married was a hit for him as well. He had just hit after hit. My favorite one of all, though, and I think it's one that is probably at this point, and arguably even during the peak of his career, his most famous single, Lightning Strikes, released as an MGM single. And it just took off huge. Now, when I first heard the song, I thought, this is Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons because, like Frankie Valli, Lou Christie had a wonderful falsetto, but he could also sing in his deep natural range, which made a really interesting contrast. And there's a great episode from the Midnight Special from one of its, I think it was from 73 or 74, and Lou Christie was one of the guests. Del Shannon, who he had toured with, earlier was also a guest. In fact, Diana Ross also toured with Lou Christie early on in the 60s. But check out that Midnight Special because you can really see Lou Christie, who was still at his vocal and performance prime, even if it was a few years after his sort of top level position on the charts. And you can see why he was such a great singer, such a great entertainer, and he had one hell of a band playing with him on that Midnight Special. So all you need to do to find that, just go to YouTube, Midnight Special, and then when you're on the Midnight Special page, type in Lou Christie. You will not be disappointed. And listen to the studio versions of all of his singles, starting with Lightning Strikes, but listen to all of them, and you can see that he had a lot of variety in terms of his vocal style, a lot of variety in terms of the kind of songs he would sing. And you'll really begin to understand why he was a really big star. Even if he was sort of by the late 70s confined to the so-called oldie circuit, he was someone who was big in his day and very well deserved too. Rest in peace. We will keep listening. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.